Hi, I'm Nye, and today I just wanted to come on here and share something that has been resonating with me very heavily. And what I'm referring to is acceptance. I took a half day today at work, um, just because I just feel like I needed some time to myself today. I needed some time to myself, and I really wanted to sit and ponder on this a little further and really be able to sit in my feelings about what comes up for me. In the past, I feel like I have not been sitting within my feelings and thoughts and being okay with it, right? And maybe I have, but not at this capacity. And I'm just learning to be kind and gentle to myself when these messages arise for myself. So the acceptance journey that I'm on has been a very long one. Like every time I think that, every time that I think I have mastered the acceptance journey, God just be like, oh, wait, here's something else. Oh, yeah, and another thing. Oh, you think you done? No. It has been very empowering, liberating, and it's also been tough. It's been tough when you walk into a level of awareness and you finally see things that you are, taking that long, hard look in the mirror and you recognize it's just something that I don't want to carry anymore. Why am I carrying this? So, the last month or so, there have been a lot of self-critical um, thought processes that I have been uncovering, and they've been coming on stronger and stronger. Whether that is caring about, how I'm going to be understood, or hoping that people understand, or maybe it's something that I'm wearing that I'm just like making a big deal about, and I'm just like, what is going on? Like, why am I being so critical of myself? And today is just like I said, this has been coming on in different ways, shape, or forms. And today was just one of those days where I'm just like, I'm on the path of my own acceptance. That's what this is. You know, we don't recognize how other people's words, how we carry other people's words. And I am giving myself permission to not do that anymore. The things that were put on me when I was a child or within my journey, I'm going to work on no longer making that a part of who I want for myself and who I want to be, because all those words, all those um, behaviors that were displayed to me or onto me, it's not for me. It's not me. It's not something I should be carrying. And I went through a point of just being so sad about it, as far as me carrying that for such a long time. It's really an eye opener. You don't really recognize it. And as much as I would consider myself a pretty strong person, I would consider myself just a pretty confident person. Like, I love myself, you know, unconditionally. But there are still things subconsciously that are becoming conscious. And again, I think this is like God's way of saying, hey, like, let's wrap this up before your next chapter. Let's work on healing that and working past that, so we don't bring that into, the next level of who you're trying to become. So I have been very open with this part of myself. Um, During this journey, I have recognized who is going to be on it and who's not. There were people that I had to cut out that I never thought would happen. But with what I know now, it makes so much sense, because to continuously have those people in my life wouldn't have brought me fully to the space that I'm in now. So I'm very grateful for those people that were in my life in the season that we had together, because it was beautiful. Wouldn't change it for a world, for anything in the world, and wouldn't even change the fact of the separation, at this point. And I think that is necessary. I consider myself a social butterfly. I like to meet different people. I like to learn about people and just have a good time. And, I like to go deep. So if you're not a deep person, this might not be the channel for you at times. But so it's nice to know that I'm finally in a space where I have this circle of people that I'm supposed to have in order to help this part of me flourish. So I'm very excited about that. And it's a process. It's a process. It's literally, I probably cried. I'm not a crier, right? I don't really cry, but I probably cried like 2 or 3 times this week. Just really beating myself up, like, dang, like, well, when you're aware and then you see it, like, dang, I'm being critical again. I made a mistake and I'm tripping. What is going on? So it's definitely something I'm proud of, honestly. Although, like, there are times where I'm like, dang, why did I do that? In the up and up, I'm really excited to, be able to see that. So while I'm on this journey, this book called, drum roll, please. Chase, do you have the drum roll? It's my dog. He's looking at me like, are we gonna play? Radical Acceptance. Can you see it? Radical Acceptance. This book came to me last year, actually. It found me last year. And I didn't think I was ready. I was like, I don't feel like reading that. Because I'm like a big self-help girly. I love self-help books, self-growth books, things of that nature. But there were times where I was getting tired of reading self-help books. And this came around at that time, and I was like, yeah, I'll come around to it another time. But when I came into awakening of the criticalness of self and people or whatever, this book came up again. And so far, a good read. I've barely put a dent in it, but it's definitely something that I like so far. It's definitely resonating with me. And then if you're wondering what this is just a book lamp. Because I like to read it at night, like in the dark. I don't know why, but I do. But what acceptance is for me is just accepting people for who they are, accepting how people show up, accepting when unexpected occurrences happen, and just being in the flow of the experience to just allow things to be what they are. I think acceptance is not the ability to control or to manipulate or to feel like you have to always insert yourself in order for things to work out. And I also think that acceptance is just accepting who you are and how you show up and being okay with that. And just know that no matter who you are or how you are, just know that the people that are for you will show up, and you will see that. And I think a lot of times, from my experience, I've tried to fit people in places that weren't supposed to be there at that time or in that way, and I did that, and I created the narrative for that to happen. That's just another level of control. So that's the example when it comes to people. I remember when I used to be frantic when my car would have issues. Look, having car problems, I've come a long way. But I used to be frantic, like, oh my God, What do I do? Where do I go? Who do I call? Like I will be just frantic every time. And now I'm learning that you have the answer. You're going to figure it out. You have the solution. There's no reason to be frantic. These things happen. So that is another example of acceptance. And I think it's just so deep. I'm starting to think like acceptance is like is deeply rooted in like joy. Like it's like deeply rooted in self-love. It's deeply rooted in like a different level of peace just to allow and to let go and to trust. I'm looking forward to it. So that pretty much concludes my video. Maybe I'll make this like a diary for myself. But if any of you are in a space where you are going through your acceptance journey, what does that look like for you? How are you working past that? What are you doing? Give your girl some tips. I'm open to suggestions. I'm open to anything that's coming from a loving space. Keep that in mind. And from a loving space, not a hateful space. So, but again, thank you for taking the time to look at this video. Maybe it helped you recognize some things. Maybe it didn't. If we want to go more in depth with, if you want me to go more in depth with this, you know, I can actually do that because this is definitely a marathon. So this is going to take some time to work through. But I thank you and I appreciate you, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.